Welcome. Adele Anderson from Life Coach Adele, and this is another episode of Good Grief Relief. Embracing grief with a journey of preparedness, curiosity, and surrender. How does that sound? Today, we're going to dive into the transformative power of preparedness, the curiosity that rises out of questioning, and a profound surrender to the experience of grief, and drawing inspiration on Michael Singer's book of wisdom called Surrendering. In our society, grief is often approached with fear and avoidance. We tend to shy away from the topic, fearing the emotions that others will have that will rise up from us approaching a conversation. However, today we're going to challenge that perspective and encourage a shift towards preparedness over scaredness. In the face of grief, it's essential to prepare, not in a defensive way, but in an empowered manner. How can we equip ourselves emotionally, mentally, and spiritually to navigate the inevitable waves of grief? Communicating with someone who's grieving might be scary. We might be afraid to make that phone call, to reach out, especially when we first hear the news. But it doesn't have to be that way, because what it means is that you care. We can absolutely communicate with someone who's grieving, and that can have a significant impact on their experience by not asking direct questions, but by offering supports through statements. It's quite aligned with effective communication strategies for grief support. Many people, when facing grief, find it challenging to express their emotions in response to direct questions. Are you okay? That makes me laugh. No, you're not okay. You're not okay at all. While the intention behind the question is one of genuine concern, it can be overwhelming to a grieving person. They may not want to burden others with their pain, or may find it just difficult to articulate the feelings in that moment. It may bring them into uncontrollable sobs and really make that other person, again, be nervous about communicating with somebody that's grieving. Research in grief psychology suggests that open-ended statements, I'm thinking about you today. Saying I've been thinking about you today, so I wanted to reach out and say hello, communicates care and thoughtfulness while putting the grieving person, without putting the grieving person on the spot. It acknowledges the presence that you're thinking about them, and it offers them an invitation to share at their own pace. This approach is aligned with the concept of creating a supportive environment for a grieving individual, and it opens up to a conversation when they're ready. Empathy also plays a crucial role in effective communication with someone who's grieving. Instead of focusing solely on their emotional state, express empathy by acknowledging the challenges they might be facing. Phrases like, I can't imagine what you're going through, but I'm here for you, can convey support without requiring the grieving person to provide specific details. Studies in grief communication have emphasized the importance of active listening and providing non-judgmental space for the grieving person. I recently talked with someone who was expressing that they were afraid to share within their community. And I totally get that. In the Journal of Counseling for Psychology, it's highlighted that expressions of empathy and understanding are most beneficial, more beneficial than probing questions. And nonverbal plays more roles than what we ever considered. Nonverbal communication is about 90% or higher of how we communicate. So I don't have to tell you what's lost in a text. It's beyond words, and it's also crucial. Simple gestures like a gentle touch with, of course, permission, maintaining eye contact, and offering a hug can convey support without the need for any words. Nonverbal cues often speak louder than verbal expressions and can provide great comfort for those who grieve. In summary, our approach to reaching out without directly asking probing questions aligns with principles of empathetic communication in grief, creating a safe and supportive space that allows the grieving individual to share their feelings when they're ready. It fosters a more meaningful and healing connection between you and them. One of the keys of unlocking new possibilities in our grief journey is about asking questions. Certainly, employing curious questions can be a powerful way to navigate conversations with someone experiencing loss. These questions are designed to show genuine interest, fostering an understanding of what someone is feeling, and it opens up avenues for that grieving person to share their feelings. So let's explore 5 curious questions that can facilitate meaningful conversations. Questions about reflection. I've been thinking about you, and I wonder if there's any particular memories or moments that bring you a sense of comfort or warmth when you think about your loved one. Would you be open to showing or sharing those memories? This question provides and invites the grieving person to reflect on positive aspects of their relationship. And this provides an opportunity for them to share those cherished moments. A question about expression. Everyone experiencing grief experiences it differently. So I'm curious about how you've been expressing or coping with your emotions. Is there something that you found particularly helpful during this time? This question encourages the grieving individual to express their emotions and share coping mechanisms, helping both parties understand the unique way grief is being processed. Third, a question about support. Navigating loss can be an emotional journey, as we know. Are there any specific ways you find support or moments that you feel most supported by those around you? I'm interested in understanding how I can be there for you. This question demonstrates a genuine desire to provide support while recognizing that each person may differ. Their needs may differ. And it opens up a conversation about the type of support that would be beneficial to your friend or family member. 4, a question of remembrance. Grief often brings mixed emotions, and sometimes it's challenging to find the right balance between remembering and moving forward. Have there been moments where you found comfort in remembering your loved one? Or is it a process that you're still navigating? This question allows the complexity of grief process, encouraging individuals to share their experience with remembering their loved one and finding balance between honoring the past and moving forward. Great, very good. The final question is a question of narratives. So it might sound something like this. As you navigate the journey of grief, have you discovered an unexpected source of strength or resilience within you? And I know there's many. But the question can continue. I'm curious about the personal insights and changes in perspective that you may have seen, which may have emerged within you. This question invites the grieving person to explore the personal growth during the grieving process and emphasize the potential, the resilience and strength that can arise out of challenging circumstances. By incorporating curious questions into your conversation, we can be more supportive and understanding. Create the environment that allows the grieving person to share their experience and insights into their own grieving process and in their own terms. In speaking with many clients that have navigated losses, I have noted a theme that friends and family often struggle with communication. They ask a pointed question, which can put the grieving person on the spot. Something as simple as we say every day, "How are you?" And that can create a navigation of emotion that you don't want to, you don't want to go there. And often what I've found and what other clients have supported my idea is that the person that grieve often finds themselves consoling their friend or their family member rather than receiving the intentional support or the support that was intended. In closing, I've recently been given a book that's called Surrendering to the Experience. It's written by Michael Singer, and it might be a book that you might enjoy. So in Michael Singer's book, we find the idea of surrendering to the flow of life. And can you apply this principle to our grieving? Surrendering doesn't mean giving up. It means letting go of the resistance and allowing ourselves to be fully present in our experience. And yes, there can be daunting moments, but there can also be moments that you soar. And eventually, as we release the entangled energy of grief, and there is a lot of it, it's complex, no doubt, you know that. Second year is even more daunting. If you're there, I understand. But we delve into the transformational power of surrendering as part of your healing process. And this in itself can bring a sense of peace amidst the storm of grief. As I wrap up this episode of Good Grief Relief, let's remember that preparedness over scaredness, curiosity over questions. These are not just concepts, but tools that we can use to navigate the challenging conversations, that terrain of grief. And by embracing these little principles, we can often open ourselves up to healing and growth as well. Thank you for joining me today at Good Grief Relief. This was Adele Anderson from Life Coach Adele, and I help you and others navigate grief and trauma so that we can be our greatest selves. I believe that the best is yet to come. I hope you found this episode helpful, and please share it with someone who you think might benefit. Remember, in the journey of grief, there is hope, strength, and potential for profound transformation. I can help you there. Please connect with me today. Yes, at lifecoachadele.com. I help people one-on-one, in groups, and at retreats. Until we speak in person, remember, the best is yet to come. Stay well now.